Well, a lot of you have been asking for a shop update, and we've actually got a bunch of rain last night. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, tonight and tomorrow, so we're going to kind of work around the shop today. So I got a bunch of maintenance and different things like that to do, but I thought while I had everything here, I'd kind of do a little bit of a quick update. I haven't been to the shop much this summer, so everything's been kind of gone or on job sites and such like that, but and I need to mow again. Obviously I haven't. Dad's been the one to pretty much mow all summer. I haven't been down here to help even with that, but the biggest thing you'll notice is the trailer is gone, and I haven't done anything else with the fill dirt, so I need to try to, we're probably just going to fill that spot in. This section back here is grass, but I'd really like to just maybe rock that or spray it or something. I think I may even just try to rock or spray all this instead of trying to have to mow it all the time. But yeah, not much has been done at the shop. So like I said, I got everything back here. I need to change the oil. The 2150 is getting ready to hit the 1750 hour mark, so it's just oil change and filter. The International squeezed in here, the Hydrema and the loader's on the other side, so I'm gonna try to clean the inside of the cab up. I may even try to wash this thing if I got time, but I need to grease it and change the oil on it for sure. Let's see, the trailers probably just need to wash it. The International's just sitting in here out of the way. The Hydrema is here, so I probably need to, I'm gonna try to clean the radiator and stuff out. It's behind the seat, but the biggest reason is it's back here because tomorrow my tint guy's showing up. He's gonna tint the Hydrema and the dozer. It's sitting in the other shop, so I need to clean the windows and clean the cab out on that. I may just kind of, I need to get a hold of the people at Hayden Machinery and get a manual. I know this thing, they serviced it out before I bought it, and like I think the next service is at like 3,500 hours, and I want to say it's got 34 or something. So I need to try to get a book from them so I can kind of go over all that, and we'll do I guess I'll make a video on that the first time I do all the oil change and the maintenance, because I've never done one on a Hydrema. I don't know if too many people, Dirt Boss may have done one on his at some point, but yeah, we'll have to, like I said, it's dark and probably hard to see in here, but need to clean the cab, and then I gotta scrape all the stickers and stuff off and then clean the windows really well. So that's on the job for today. The 260 is gone to the dealership. It's getting a new hydraulic pump. That's why it was bogging down. The loader, I just need to wash it, and then I've got all new rollers to put underneath there. I think they're, my sales rep guy dropped them off like a couple months ago, so I probably need to sweep the shop out too. Like I said, I haven't been down here, but yeah, there's the other 9 rollers right there as I put the one on, so we'll try to do that today. I'm probably not going to get everything done that I want. I just did the service on it, so we're good to go on that one for another 250 hours. And then that's some dad stuff over there. And I guess I can kind of go over some of this real quick. I have done a bunch of work to the Pete. My plan was not to show it until it was completely done, but it's not going to probably go to the paint shop until I'm supposed to meet with the guy Thursday or Friday of this week to go over everything. So it may be November or December before it goes in, so a couple more months. But some friends of mine at the shop that does all the maintenance and everything to this, they installed a 13,000, I think it's 13.2 steerable drop axle on there. So I got that set, and then we put new fuel tanks, because the whole idea is I wanted to turn this thing into like a 379. So I wanted the battery boxes and the steps like the normal road tractors have. So I put the fuel tanks back here, and I thought, well, I might as well put a drop axle on it if I'm gonna move all that around. And then we did 7-inch flat top stacks is what I put back on there. So they did all the, put the drop axle on, put 2 new fuel tanks, 2 new battery boxes, moved my air tanks, and then put the stacks on it. So then all the mechanical stuff's pretty much done. So when it goes to the paint shop, the painter, it's got a whole new hood. I got a 379 whole front end and air cleaners and everything. So yeah, it's gonna look completely different. Like I said, my plan was to just kind of not show it or not mention it, and then just one day when it's all done, kind of do a walk around and stuff like that on it. But I've got a new bumper, mirrors, doors, because I want the one-piece windows. Like I said, the air cleaners, it's got all new wheels, tires, everything on there pretty much going to be new and repainted. I think I'm going to have them repaint the bed, but I'm hoping next year to get a new mongoose bed with the high lift gate. So yeah, it's going to be a whole different truck, but it's a little hard to use it in videos and not talk about it. So that's how it looks for right now. And then this area is a little bit of a wreck. My parents had a rummage sale here. And then Dad's been working on one of his mowers, kind of crapped out. So like I said, it's kind of a mess, but I haven't been down here that much. I did get some somewhat shelving organized here. So I got all my air filters, hydraulic filters, and then I've kind of got them broke down to fuel and oil filters on that shelf, and then all my miscellaneous parts, and then teeth, blades for the diamond mower, and a little bit of oil and stuff like that I keep here. And then Dad's got some of his stuff on the shelf, so that's kind of my little spot. And then yeah, the rest of it's just kind of stuff just gets accumulated. And then I got the dozer over here. I'm gonna get ready to clean the cab on it out, and this will be the first one he's gonna tint tomorrow. So I got one sticker on the door that I need to clean out or scrape off, and then clean the cab and the windows really well. So this thing's been gone since like April, so yeah, she's a little dirty. So I'll get in here now and get all this stuff scraped off and get it ready for him, and work on some of that. And then if I get around to it, you can tell we got some ponding and some water and stuff right here. I need to work on the drainage and grading. But yeah, we've cleaned stuff off, and then stuff kind of appears, and I can't remember. I think I dumped some stuff when he dug out for the patio on the house was right there. So yeah, just lots to do, but I would like to start coming in here this fall, and I need to add some rock and do a little grading on the parking lot. You can tell there's just not a lot of base rock left on part of this, so we're down to all the clay and whatnot. So yeah, it gets kind of nasty when it rains a lot, but I may try to work on at some point scraping some of that down and re-rocking that. I may even have, if I have time today, I'm gonna try to clean up the end of the driveway. We got kind of a rut down there where you have to cross with the trucks, and maybe bring in a load of rock and put on there. But I need to, I don't know, I need to kind of create some ditches or something, because this water, you can tell it cuts there and then over there. But it's not a huge deal because it's just us in and out, but it is kind of annoying at times. And yeah, then I still got all my clay, so it doesn't look real nice around here right now. So that's why I've been a little hesitant or kind of embarrassed to show you guys, because yeah, it's not, I guess it's a little cleaner than what it was when we first got it, but now the weeds have come back. We haven't had a chance to spray. Just been busy, just life basically. So I'm real bad about if I can go out and work and make money and do things, I'll do that, and then my shop and everything else myself gets put on the back burner. So but I figured today may be a good day to show a little bit of maintenance, and then we may, like I said, try to do a little shop cleanup too. So at least the driveway, because I get tired of running through the mud whenever it does rain like this. I'm especially going to want it done when I finally get the Peterbilt painted. I'm not going to want mud and junk on there. So but yeah, I guess we'll start I don't know, I guess I'll clean the dozer up first. I'm kind of back here, and then we'll start changing the oil in 2150, and then work on the Hydrema. I got new bolts to flip the cutting edge on the grading bucket, so I got a bunch of little miscellaneous stuff to do. So we'll see if we can get a few things marked off the list and go from there. That vacuumed out, I need to just, the whole thing is extremely dirty, but I'll probably I got some water and like some Dawn dish soap mixed up, but I mean, you can tell it just all needs clean. I'll probably just kind of spray it over that whole thing and wipe it all down. But I use that to really clean the windows, because if you don't get the dirt out of here, you're gonna have all these little spots in your tint. So I'll spray the door frames and everything just to get rid of that, because that'll all catch and get behind there, and then take a razor blade and scrape that sticker off. But yeah, I just got it mixed up in a little spray bottle and just spray it all down real good. I'll have to probably do this, I don't know, 5 or 6 times at least. Just douse everything and keep wiping it down. So it's kind of a nice slow process. Peel off. Oh yeah. Just kind of take that and try to get all that residue and all that other junk off there. He'll clean them as well, but I'm real OCD about all my windows, so it's a lot easier in equipment if you can it's probably just gonna have to stay. That's etched in there. If you can tint them when they're new. But this is still gonna have bubbles in it. There's no way I'll ever get all the dirt and junk off here, even if I spread this thing 5 and 6 times and keep wiping it down. But so yeah, we'll work on that and try to get the inside of this thing cleaned up and ready for him. I got all the windows and cabs cleaned out of these 2 machines, and Brent should be here anytime to start tinting. Probably have him start the dozer, make sure we get that one done. If he's got time, he can get the Hydrema. But yeah, class came out pretty clean. So we hadn't looked at this one yet. That would be a good time trying to tint that big glass right there. So yeah, we're waiting on him. We're gonna walk in here and get the oil changed on the 2150 now. I'm just gonna work on changing it in here. Normally I move it kind of back there, but it's just oil and outer air filter on this. It's a 250-hour service, so not too bad on this. I'm sure I've gone over all this before, but we'll just change the outer filter, probably blow the radiator out. And then, yeah, there's the oil filter. We'll get it drained. I think it holds right under 3 gallons. It's, I don't know, 11 quarts or something like that. And we can take the 2 17 millimeters out of there, and that'll get to the drain plug on the engine. It's just got a cap that goes on, and you take your little handy dandy fitting and tube, and yeah, get that threaded up there. It'll drain. I just come up here and pop off the filler cap. Lets it drain a little quicker. Kinda. I let it run for a little bit to warm it up, but now we'll switch air filters. So it's a little dirty. I'm sure if we kind of tap it out. I try to change them pretty regularly with as dusty as it's been. So yeah, that was probably all right, because in 250 more hours I'll change it. But you don't ever blow out the inner filter, so you just always blow out the outer one. So I'm gonna pop that back in there. All right, got the new air filter on. I blew the lid out so just to get the excess dust out of there. Just didn't have something lined up right, I guess. But yeah, now we'll just let it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and change the filter and keep letting it drain a little bit. May not be the easiest to see, but I got a water bottle I cut in half and stuck down there, because it talks real bad about where the oil filters are always located at. They're not quite in line with that hole, so if you don't put something down there, you just run oil all over the belly pan, and then it just makes a mess or collects dirt and stuff. So Yeah, the first time I did this, I didn't think about that and had it everywhere. So I take a bunch of brake clean and wipe it out, and you still end up getting a little bit down there because you can't get all of it off, because there's a couple of spots on the engine block where it runs in and kind of collects in there. But that will at least help out a little bit on trying to keep it somewhat clean. So that was just something. I think even on the loader it's pretty close, but it still just hits the edge, and like the 260 is the same way. So, which I get. I mean, you know, if that hole was a little bigger, it'd probably run through it, but this plate's a lot thicker than what that little piece is. So, I mean, I guess I can kind of see you could take this whole great big plate off, which I do when I do the 1,000 hour and blow everything out and wash it all out. But I just don't like having a bunch of excess oil, because then it scares you when it runs out, like you got an oil leak or something. But yeah, that's my little DIY hack right there. So let that drain out a little bit and we'll throw the new filter on. You can see a little bit better there how it just kind of runs all over that block, and yeah, it's kind of making a little bit of a mess down there, but you get the majority of it in that little bottle. So yeah, we'll let that drip off there. I'll try to wipe that down as best I can without getting any dirt in the end of there, and then we'll throw the new filter on. Well, I got the new filter on, got a little bit of a mess cleaned up down there, but now it's time to take the little tube out. It's yeah, it's pretty much done. So I'll start filling it up. But I think I just heard Brent pull up, so we'll go make sure he doesn't need anything and start tinting the dozer as well. I got the oil change done on the 2150. Just got done blowing the radiator out, so that's pretty much done. Like I said, I need to grease it, and then I'd like to clean the cab, but Brent just finished up with the dozer. This thing turned out sweet, so I went with 15% all the way around. So I'm sure it looks really dark now, but let me open this door. Still looks pretty dark, but you can kind of start to see a little bit of the light through there. It's one step above the limo tint, so it's what I've got on the 260, 2150, and the loader and stuff. So on the fronts of the excavators I went 35, but this one I just did 15 all the way around, because you kind of use the doors to look out of. So a little on the dark side, but not completely blacked out. So if I do kind of run in the evening, it won't be quite as bad. But the big thing about tint, which I'm sure everybody knows this, it looks a whole lot darker from the outside than it does on the inside, which is pretty dark in here anyways. But yeah, it's not too bad. Like I said, it's, you know, if you get it out in the sunlight, it'll be even lighter looking through it. But this will be kind of, you know, like dusk or evening time right here, so I don't think this will be too bad. I don't really run the dozer a lot at night because it'll be a little bit of a pain then. But yeah, I didn't want to do that on 15, the two doors at 35 and the rest of it at 15. I wanted it good and dark in here to be able to look out of. Yeah, we got the dozer done. We did not get the Hydrema done. He had some stuff this morning, so he got a late start. And then from the way he was explaining to me, he's got to order a 60-inch roll for this front windshield. I guess the way it lays on there, you can't just, I think he's only got 40-inch wide rolls, so there's no way to make it work either way. So I think with that, I think he figured with that and this door, the way it curves, he needs that 60-inch wide roll, but then the rest of it he could get. So that should, I guess, be in here next week. So the only problem is it's supposed to be dry all next week, so this truck may not be in here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna probably move it back over next week to the crawl space job and try to backfill that. So worst case, it may just have to wait a little longer, and then I'll have to clean it all up again. But I didn't think of it. I kind of told him ahead of time if he wanted to come by and look at it, but he's busy like everybody else, so didn't get time. But at least we got the dozer done, so we got one of them knocked out, and that'll be nice to have that finally tinted, even though we're going into fall, but it'll still be beneficial. Yeah, we got one down. We'll get this one some other point, and then It actually turned out to be a really nice day. We got about 3/4 of an inch of rain this morning, so I think tomorrow I'll be able to go back to work. So, which we may be gonna move the dozer, the 2150. I'm probably gonna go back to where I did the pond and try to get that crawl space filled in. Will be the next one if I can. I'm gonna run over there this evening and look and see how muddy it is. We're going into Friday. It's supposed to, I think it's supposed to cool off. It's supposed to be like 62 tomorrow on the low in the 40s. So it's finally. Our temperatures are all of a sudden just going to nosedive for a few days, but so we'll see if we can work over there, and if not, we'll just do that next week. And then yeah, if it's too wet, I may come back over here tomorrow and maybe go get a load of rock and do a little driveway grading work that I haven't got around to doing. We are pulling into my dealership. It's Midwest Equipment, or Road Builders actually, but they had a whole line of Takeuchis, but it's the Farm Fest show up here. I think it's today and tomorrow. I don't know if it's Sunday or not, but they're also the Komatsu dealer, so that's a Komatsu. But we're here to pick up the 260. They just called me this morning and had it all ready to rock and roll, so we'll pull up here and see what the diagnosis was on that, get it loaded up, and be heading back to Joplin. So it's a nice little 240 with a mulching head on it. So a few loaders, not too many, but yeah, this is in Springfield, Missouri. So there's the 260 over there. So but yeah, we'll go in here and see what they say about that and get it loaded up. Well, I'm trying out the 260. Got it picked back up from the shop today. They adjusted the pump a little bit, but they said the biggest thing was like the hoses that go to and come off the turbo were like rock hard for some reason, and it was losing boost. So I mean, I guess I could see that as being part of it. They said the pump, all the pressures were right there where they needed to be. They may have turned it up just a touch, he said, but I don't know from back when it was overheating all the time, if it got those hoses or whatever like hot, and then like, I don't know, kind of made them. I had to open the hood. I didn't really pay attention. He didn't have the hood open on it when I got there, but I'm sure they're like rubber hoses or something, so I don't know if it like hardened them up, and then they made it where it was leaking around like the outside edge of the turbo and I guess the intercooler or the intake and stuff. So apparently it was sucking air and losing boost. So it doesn't seem like it's blocking down at all now. I mean, it's pulling down slightly just because I got it under a load trying to scrape this rock up on the driveway, but nothing like it was in that last video that I ran. So I don't know. I'm sure it's a much cheaper fix than the pump, so I guess that's good, but that's the only way we could think of is with it. Well, like I said, it used to overheat all the time before they put that pulley kit on there, so maybe when it was, you know, extremely warm or overheating, it just did something to those hoses to cause them to get real hard and brittle. So not sure on that, but I was gonna get the 2150 out to rake all this junk back, but I kind of wanted to get this thing good and warm and try it out with that, see what it was like. So I'm gonna try to straighten up this driveway we got at the shop. It keeps, there's no, I mean, we're pretty much out of base rock here, so all this stuff is just the rock and clay that was here, and it's just washed down in the rain. I'm gonna try to pull it back off the road a little bit, because it's a pretty good speed bump on stuff. Trying to make sure I don't, these people fly down this road, so I'm trying to make sure I don't reach out and smack it hard. Well, this is far from what it needs, but that'll definitely get rid of a couple of these bigger ruts and somewhat fill this in. I'm sure the water's still gonna shoot over the top of the driveway there, but I need to kind of cut that down or maybe get it to go into that ditch more. And I really want to build the driveway up probably another 4 or 5 more inches and widen it up even more. But that one load of rocks didn't go real far, so you got one load down and like a million loads to go. So I'm gonna do a lot more cutting and shaping here at some point. I probably won't start this stuff at like 5:30 on a Friday night like I did tonight. Basically, part of it, I just want to see how the 260 was going to run, and then, like I said, get those 2 big ruts kind of put out of here. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to maybe keep bringing you guys some more shop videos, and hopefully this fall and winter spend a little more time down here, at least on like Saturdays, and try to get this place cleaned up a little bit. I still want to get all my clay kind of consolidated to back around that corner by the big billboard and just push it all up in a pile and get these piles cleaned up and out of here, and definitely get some work done to the parking lot. We don't use all of it, but it definitely needs some more grading and dressing up. So, but yeah, we're gonna get these all moved inside and see what we can get into tomorrow.